consider GTP an ATP equivalent? Then does it say ATP equivalents? Yes, it does.
Wait, so you said directly?
Directly does not mean ATP equivalents. Just directly by itself, ATPs. But it says ATP equivalents. Equivalents, that counts as a GTP. Yes, it does. Guys, are any ATPs made directly in the Krebs cycle? No. Are any equivalents made? So if it says directly, answer that way. All right? If it says directly as equivalents, well, that's a different situation. I get so mad about this because you guys do this every single year. We memorized one number. That's all I want to do is memorize a number. I don't want you doing that.
Are we doing number 10 today, or?
Are the answers to number 10 already provided for you, Colin? Then do you need to look at anything up here? No.
Wait, so is NADH and FADH2 the same?
I'm not saying anything about that.
So do I think that is the answer now?
I'm not saying anything about it. Are they the same thing? You know the answer to that.
So, no. Are we saying they're equivalent?
I already see the answer choices here. Go back to the
Where
first one.
is that? I'm sorry.
Just, are they equivalent, NADH and FADH2?
I will come back to those guys.
I think one does one thing and the other one does another. See, like, FAD is like a catalog and NAD is stephenol. So
Yes,
they're different.
those are the same answers, same answer choices, right?
Can you go back?
I will.
But I need it now.
Huh? I will as soon as.
But I have to go
the A.
All right, guys, going back to questions 1 through 10.
Oh.
Are they all organized the same way?
Do you want me to?
No, I want you to put them on. Actually, I want you to put wrinkle them off. That's all.
I will.
Dude, you guys get on the same. Answer the question. You're supposed to already have answered. Good.
When they're done, can you go back to the other one? Are you going to talk about the final now or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you know.
Which final? Which final?
The final.
ACS or?
They're both ACS. You don't have to. It's one final exam.
Oh, okay.
It has.
Oh, for the 13th.
We'll talk about it when we talk.
Okay.
No.
This I can talk about that.
Oh, wait a minute. I did see it. I did see that.
No idea.
Oh, Josh. Oh, I think.
What are you saying for 8? I don't have 8, 4, 5.
Exactly.
4. I think 4 is C and 5 is A. No, 4 just repeat.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. If anybody's here, have you seen it, Tom, too? How many scan times have you been doing?
I'm almost.
Put your names on there? Okay, I'm just gonna catch on. Wow.
How did you get D for 9? Oh. I'm going to go with it. Wait, what did you ask?
You guys could have talked about that some other time.
What?
The answers to number 9 have been posted before.
No, I know. We didn't make it that far.
No, we didn't.
I was banking on not being Tuesday, but I was wrong.
What?
What did you ask? 4 or 6?
Yes, I will do that today or last meeting.
Yeah. Can you move out of my way?
I'm sorry. Can I see this real quick? I'm
Can
sorry.
you say please?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
So that's G.
Thank you. What?
For
Wait,
number
wait,
8,
wait.
you're talking about as it goes through glycolysis, citric acid cycle, and electron transportation.
no, directly. One of those,
Wait.
just directly means directly.
Go back.
Jesus Christ.
So he's talking about glycolysis and citric acid.
Go ahead.
Folks, all right, you can tell everybody else about this, or you're going to hear about it on Friday and on Monday after the exam, all right? The final exam in this class is scheduled to be December
I'm going with
13th.
2. Because the glucose oxide is only 2, right?
I'm not supposed to hear you, Jess.
What? Did you just say that?
Huh? I said it before. Right? Which means on December 13th at, what is it, 1 o'clock? 1 o'clock time slot? Okay. You are going to get the ACS biochemistry test. There are 60 questions on it, all right? If you would like, you may also take the general organic and biochemistry portion of the ACS test for that particular course, which is a 100 level course. I will say this again, I realize why now some people were spazzing out about this and complaining to the chairperson because he's giving us 2 tests and he's an idiot. Guys, the ACS biochemistry test is hard, like all ACS tests are. The other one is for a 100 level course, and it has 3 parts, but you're only doing the biochemistry part. Oh, then what was I bitching about before? I don't know. I thought you were going to make us do the general organic part, 180 questions plus 60 questions in 2 hours. That's unrealistic on an ACS test, all right? Now, when you say, well, why would I want to do that? You don't have to do it. Then I'm going to grade you just on what you do on the ACS biochemistry test, which I already said is hard. If you take the other part, then I will use both scores to kind of give you a final exam score. That's not fair to people who don't take it. You can take it or not take it, right? But I don't want to do extra questions, but I want to get extra credit for it. That doesn't work in any other classes, does it? Does it work for you, Madison? No, all right?
Can you go
So is there some way that I can bitch about this and complain and try and get Frost in trouble without having to do any extra work? Yeah, you can do that all you want, but you don't have to do it. I mean, you don't have to take it if you don't want to. Everybody who does says, thank goodness I took that part, because I actually knew answers on an ACS test. I have seen people get 58, 55. I've seen one person get all 60 questions right. Have you seen that happen in organic or analytical or Gen Chem? You're wrong. It did happen once to a guy in organic chemistry who'd been getting B's and C's all semester long, and he got every question right on the ACS test. I like the eyebrow raising. I bet he cheated. He absolutely did. And he was kicked out of Westchester University because he cheated on the final exam. And not only that, but he had the audacity to offer this same test only to females in exchange for some money and other things I don't want to get into, right? Yes, thank goodness there were a couple upstanding females that said, I hate this bastard. And they actually did. And they said, oh yeah, we'll do that deal. Bring us the test. And
Right
this
there
chemist
with me.
came and took that gentleman away, and he was never in any other classes here at Westchester University again, right? Anyhow, getting back on message with this.
Could you go back?
Besides that, cheating, nobody ever gets all the questions right. But on this easy part, you might. You might be able to get all of them. They're both beyond Friday. Now stop.
I'm confused.
Therein lies the problem. And this is why I'm giving you this option right now. I only have so many of the hard ones. You have to take that one. I got plenty of the easy ones. We don't have enough for everybody in this class to take the hard one at the same time, all right? You don't get both tests at the same time. You get one or the other. The problem with the easy one is you're going to be done with it in a half hour, maybe 35 or 40 minutes. But most people get done with it in about 20 minutes. They either know the answers or they don't. It's basically that simple, right? Thus, if anybody would prefer to take it, can't really do it at 3 or 5. Maybe I could, all right? Or would prefer to do it earlier on Friday, or even on Thursday or Wednesday. I will allow you to do that, all right? Again, you don't have to. I'm allowing you to do so, all right? I'm not saying that it's gonna be on those given dates, but if it works out better for you, and some people said, no, I got all my tests on Wednesday, I gotta do it on Friday. But some people say, I don't wanna wait around on Friday, because I'm done with everything else beforehand, so come to me, talk to me about setting up a time on Thursday. Talk to other people, you may say, oh yeah, I'd like to take it on Thursday too, or earlier on Friday, just so we don't have everybody sitting around. I can find a way to make it all happen if everybody decides to take it all on Thursday. And I know a couple people already have, on Friday. Bottom line to this is, you have the option of taking it earlier, anytime earlier, as long as you can get a few other people to go along with you. So it's not just, I'm waiting to do it for Maria, then I do it for Kyle at 2 o'clock, and then Maya at 4 o'clock. Coordinated so we get everybody to come in on one time. Okay, understood? It is. As I say, the second part is optional. I think most people, I take it back. Everybody who's actually taken it, and not just bitched about the fact there's an extra test, have said no. Absolutely. And if you guys want verification on this, go talk to Zach Kay, that goofball. He'll say, what are you, an idiot? Take the easy part, for sure. You will definitely feel better about yourself, which is the main reason I do it, tell you the truth. You get a few questions right.
You're so kind.
Well, no, you don't you, when you usually walk out of an ACS test, you feel like, I've been hit by a train, or...
That's every exam in this class?
That's putting it lightly,
Every single one of your exams.
So, you think the ACS test is going to be easier?
No, the ACS is the
Actually,
worst
some
thing
people have said
ever.
the ACS test is easier than some of the tests, because there's fewer questions on it, and again, there's just no downside to taking the
How many
extra.
questions are on these? 70?
60 on each part, all right, so it's 120 questions, but
Oh,
again,
that's gonna be cake compared to your exams.
people have said that
I
before,
think so. I think so.
which is one of the things I also try to do. It's like, please give us the ACS test. We like that one better. It's easier. There's only one possible answer in every case. That is true. Right? I think some of them might be none
Can
of
you
them.
go back to, please, to 1 through...
Did you figure all these answers out before?
No, I messed up on one. I want to correct it.
Did you mention any more about what the first part of the test on Friday was going to be in class on?
Did I mention anything more about it? No. Other than, and I will say this again on Friday, right before the test, the biggest mistake that people make that loses them the most points is, I guess, 2. It doesn't lose that many points. It loses some points. Wrong number of carbons. For process 1, there's only three options. Most of them are either 6s or 3s. There is 1 4 on there. All right. And there are no branches on anything in process 1. So it's either 6 carbons or 3 carbons or 4 carbons in one particular situation. And you should all know what that situation is, all right? Which molecule has only 4 in process 1, all right? For process 2, it's actually easier. There are either 6 carbons or 5, or the rest of them are all 4s. There is no 6 carbon chain. Right? There's a 5 carbon chain with a branch coming off it, the 2 6 carbon molecules, and you know where that branch is, and you know what that branch is, and you know how what's happening to it as you become that 5 carbon chain.
So it's basically just fill out the cheat sheet for it.
Yes, but again, I'm trying to point this out.
Then you should
From
know
your
what
memory,
happens.
isocitrate is made from citrate. They have the same groups on them. They are not the same. And that's what usually happens. Citrate, isocitrate. Like,
No, I know,
it's all the same
I know.
exact molecule.
The question
It's
here
not a reaction. If this is the code that is being made in the
was
same
that you got
exact
the
thing,
same.
likewise, what's a bigger mistake is, I start with 6 carbons, you make isocitrate, I make a 5 carbon molecule. It's isocitrate. It has the same carbons in the same exact order, just you move an OH in that process, correct? Right? So, again, I'll kind of tell people about this. You don't want to draw the same molecule in this blank if that molecule is sitting over here, because that doesn't happen, okay? You do something like that. It happens every year, and again, it's usually people who just aren't that good at this stuff, period. Right? Most people recognize it. 4 carbon chain. I got to do something different from this guy, so that we made this thing right here. And that's why I say it's not really from memory, it's more a matter of what happens in between these 2 things that are shown. What if you show 2 things right next to each other? I told you I'm not ever going to do that. Show 2 molecules next to each other that are blanks, so you don't know for sure what's happening. Sort of. You look at the back tests, anybody from previous years, there are no 2 blank spaces right next to each other. So you always know whatever the blank is being made from, what it's being made into, and what's going to happen between those things. There's only going to be a limited number of things, all right? Moving around of something, taking hydrogens away, or putting some more hydrogens on, or something along those
But that's the
lines.
whole-
Isomerizations of various sorts.
Four
Between
is
2
for the whole
phosphoglycerol and
color.
3 phosphoglycerol. If one of them isn't shown right there, I know how to draw the other one.
Yeah, because there's three.
Yeah, but there's one is
Not really from memory, it's from
and then the
understanding
settle
what's happening.
is.
Do you have this?
I
I'm
don't.
not mad at you, I'm not yelling at you, but I don't want you to feel like I just said I memorize all these things. I said,
I
look
feel-
at them and see what's happening. Nope, screw that, I'm just gonna memorize. They can do that. That's not gonna help you at all on Monday. They have to know what reactions are taking place. Usually these involves the moving and the isomerization taking place. I didn't memorize, I just
Yeah, yeah,
memorized
yeah.
the various molecules.
But there's
Oh,
acetyl group.
you guys aren't just waiting to turn the test in, as I thought. Sam, are you waiting to turn it in, or you have other questions to ask? Okay. Anyway, yeah, did that answer your
But-
question enough right now? Yes.
This
After.
is the
Again,
acetyl group,
I will
so
Yeah.
one
implore
is
you,
used.
do
Okay,
not
so
write
it's
the
four.
same
Yeah.
molecule in a blank space that's already sitting someplace else in the same process. Between the two processes, that's different. There are some places where this does happen every year, probably. A molecule up here is supposed to be drawn into space down here. That's different stuff. It's not in the same process, okay? Like, I see people do glucose
Did you
6
send
phosphate.
the
And right
first-
below that is made into
Did you get the
glucose 6
email that he
phosphate.
sent?
Yeah.
No,
Read
something
that,
has
he'll
to
say
happen
you can't
before
do, you do it in his office
like
for the
it.
first part of exam
Thank you.
3.
Question. The,
Answer.
So
Monday,
we're
you
making
do
a
it
cheat
normal.
sheet on Friday.
The final, you gotta do
Cheat
it in
sheet.
You're
class.
making a cheat sheet now.
Yeah. So the
Yeah,
one
you-
we're making now we use
Yeah,
on Monday,
that's what he said.
or the one we
To
turn
me.
in Friday we have to use.
You
on
don't turn anything in on Friday that you're making right now.
Which one, the final?
On Friday,
Yeah, the
I'm
final.
going
Just
to
give
hand
us
you a
that
copy.
sheet.
Next week.
It's not the same thing as your
It's
cheat sheet.
Okay,
gonna
but my cheat
have
sheet I'm making
details
now,
about
I
that.
can take with me to the test.
I don't think you
on
On
Monday.
Monday,
So
yes,
you
absolutely.
take
But
the final
can I
on
use
the
it back?
SSD?
Have to, yeah, you can do anything you
I
want.
can use.
Why
okay.
not?
No, seriously, you have to
It's
make
his
it.
will.
There are gonna be questions
Yeah.
asking about these number reactions.
I just didn't know if the one from Friday we're turning in is the one we have to use on Monday.
No. I did do that in the past. Why am I doing
For
this?
that part
Oh, so we will get the
quiz
next answers.
thing on
You just look all
Friday,
the answers up once
Only
you
way-
have
This
it.
Fri- are you talking about
And that
this
takes away the real
Friday?
For
work.
quiz,
Having it
altogether.
with me this entire
So this
time.
Friday, we're
That's
gonna
my point.
meet him
Go back and look at this
in
reaction
his
again.
office,
He said something
and
about
at
it. He
11:45
talked about
we
this
can
for about 3
start
minutes.
the,
I better go back and look at that one and see what's happening.
I'm
right
gonna
there.
go there a bit
Or
earlier.
here are the
see
carbons that are.
Yeah.
you know what
Whatever he was
allowed
doing
is,
before,
so
you
you
know,
know,
their own
I need a
words.
quiet.
And then trying to transfer over to the cheat sheet in a short period of time. That's not helping you out that much. It's helping you more if you get it now. You write anything you want on it. Smart people also print out a copy. So they can, okay, now I gotta make all the good messy stuff into this nice new stuff. Sarah, you just handed your paper in? Is that what you're doing?
I forgot to nice on Monday. Is it nice?
Oh, you can turn it. I didn't scan them as a matter of fact. I didn't post the answers yet either, so you kinda lucked out. It's my slot.
It's okay, see you're the hard part earlier, it doesn't matter. Cause like I know you said you didn't have enough of the hard one
shucks.
for Friday, so we're.
Confused.
Cause I think I wanna take it early. I think I'm gonna take it on
Are
Thursday.
you leaving?
So I have like 3 hours.
Are we not asking about the?
If I only have one, then I only bring up that one per day.
That makes sense to me. If you wanna make your life easier in that respect, you take the Biochem final on Thursday.
Thursday, or I can do any time, cause I have nothing going on, so.
Yeah, we'll see if anybody else is also
Okay.
interested in Thursday, and then we'll just coordinate that. I
Okay, that's
don't know
fine.
anything right now. I'm gonna send a message out on this
Okay.
too. That if you're thinking, I'd like to take it on this day, come and chat and find out what day we can get everybody to come take it at the same time.
Could I come like an hour early Friday and do the hard one, and so that when everybody else gets here, I'll just like.
The only problem with that, Maya, might be, where would you